King of Fighters 96 is a 1996 classic SNK fighting game. This is my second experience with the King of Fighters franchise. The first being King of Fighters 94, which I owned for the Neo Geo AES. That game's AI is so crushingly demonic that I've never managed to make it past the first fight against the AI. Granted, I'm not the best fighting game player in the universe. You would think setting it on the easiest setting I'd be able to get, more than one or two fights into the game. In King of Fighters 96, one of the improvements I've noticed over the original is that you can select your own team of 3. You can pick 3 characters instead of choosing a team of 3 pre-selected characters. So I much rather being able to pick and choose my own team of 3 versus going through predetermined teams. So that's the first thing that I really appreciated about this game, and something that I ended up really liking. Now, I spent most of my time playing on the network mode, which I highly recommend to anyone using this software on the PlayStation 3. I would also recommend using an Ethernet cable. I played this game against a buddy that has his PS3 hooked up to the internet through Wi-Fi, and the experience was a lot more sluggish. It sort of slowed the game down. It was like playing it in slow motion. It was still playable and fun, but it wasn't running at 100% speed. When I started playing against my other buddy, also using a wired connection, the game played fantastically smooth. It was a really good experience. We ended up playing the game for about 6 hours, trying to figure out all the moves for all the different characters, figuring out which teams were best against each other. One of the things that I really liked about selecting your team, when you get to the first screen after picking your team, you get to choose the order that they go out into the fight. So there's a little bit of strategy. I picked up on this a little bit earlier, and he would select his characters in the order they wanted to go, and then I would select who I wanted to fight who, so I had a slight advantage there, and that was something that I thought was really cool. Thought it was a nice element of strategy in that, so I really enjoyed it. Also, after that long session of playing the game, I managed to actually go back and play against the AI, and I can get really far into the game on the default difficulty setting. So I'm not sure if King of Fighters 96 is just a more well put together, balanced game than King of Fighters 94. 2 years is a lot of time. There was a game in the middle. There was a King of Fighters 95. So I'm not sure how much progress they all made. But I've really had an absolute blast playing King of Fighters on both the PlayStation 3 and the PSP. The PS3 version is $8.99. The PSP version is $6.99. Unless, of course, you have PlayStation Plus, which I think they're both a little bit cheaper right now. So if you are a PlayStation Plus subscriber, now may be the time for you to hop on board with King of Fighters 96. One of the other things I really liked, if you hit select, you can pause the game at any moment, and you can save your game and come back to it later. So if you're playing the PSP version and you're on break at work, or if you're on a bus or a train, you can stop, save your game, play a different game. That's something that's important to me. I think every video game should give you the ability to bring up a menu, save exactly where you're at, and walk away from it. Because there are instances when you just need to stop playing a game and go out and deal with real life. And I like that this game does that. That's always bonus points for me. Playing against the AI was also a lot of fun. I've enjoyed it. I didn't get a chance to play against anyone with PSP, as I don't know anyone that has a PSP, so that was kind of a bummer. I would have liked to see how it handles. I would have liked to see how it handles the ad hoc multiplayer. If you play a match, you can save your gameplay. So I did save most of that, 4 to 6 hour slugfest that me and the Devil Burning participated in. So it was pretty cool. You can also play back that gameplay frame by frame or speed it up really fast. If you're a really intense fighting game fan, being able to record the game and play it frame by frame and studying the moves and which move, has one less frame of animation and gives you the slight advantage, that's something you can do. So I think some of the more serious fighting game fans may enjoy that. That's one way you could use that feature. Or you could just save it. Swap game saves, email them with with your friends and watch, you know, impressive matches. Should you do something particularly amazing, use a little bit of imagination for that feature. There are lots of moves and combos to learn. I've been having a lot of fun learning this game, and it's been the absolute best time I've ever had with a fighting game. If you have a PlayStation 3, I would highly recommend buying this game if you're a fighting fan, or if you're a little more casual. I personally had a lot of fun with it, so if you know anyone on your PSN that has it, you know, pick it up, play against them. You don't always have to go out into the wild and play random people on PSN, because that's also intimidating, and these Neo Geo games AI can be pretty challenging, at least in my personal experience, but I had a lot of fun. So anyone out there that watches my videos or listens to the podcast, I highly recommend picking this up and seeing who is the King of Fighters.